Good morning. It's a bit chilly this morning. As you can see, I'm bundled up. It is about 9 o'clock. Check out the view that I woke up to. It snowed. Not a ton of snow, but a dusting. I have a rough plan today of what I want to do, a rough itinerary, but nothing set in stone. No rush, nowhere to be. So I'm kind of just relaxing here a little bit. I like to change from my sleeping clothes back into my daytime clothes and then stay in my sleeping bag for a bit because that warms the clothes up, because usually they're cold when I put them on, so it's nice to completely warm them up before I emerge from the cocoon of my sleeping bag. It was cold enough last night that I did have to use the two sleeping bags I have. This red one on the outside and then this black one on the inside. Definitely got into the 20s. I don't know what it is now, but it's chilly. I moved these items that used to be on top of the shelf here. I moved those up, whipped out the stove, and I'm boiling some water for oatmeal and some tea for breakfast. We've got maple and brown sugar, instant oatmeal, and cinnamon apple chamomile herbal tea. And here is the result. A meal fit for a king. I did crack open the back door here and lowered my side windows a bit. You're supposed to use stoves like this in ventilated places, and so I did that so that I wouldn't get carbon monoxide poisoning. I just took off the Reflectix panels that I put into the windows. I wanted to show you what I do with them when I store them. I just stick them underneath my mattress. Okay, I'm all ready to go this morning. I've packed everything up and tidied up a little bit. As you can see, there's about a 1/4 inch of snow on the ground, maybe 3/8 of an inch of snow. It's not too bad, and it won't really make driving difficult. It's a bit before 10 o'clock now. I'm gonna hop in the car and get the day started. I think I'll get gas in town. I'm just a bit west of a town called Helper, Utah, and not too far from Price, Utah. I might run into Walmart. I think there's a Walmart in Price. I might run in there later today, but for now I'll go get gas, and then there is something that I want to go see, a rock formation that I want to go take a look at. I'm heading toward, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a pillar of rock out in the distance, a spire out in the distance, just left of the road, I guess. This is something that I've seen from the highway leading to and from Moab for years, this rock formation. It's called Pinnacle Peak. Never been out here before, always wanted to go check it out, and so that's where I'm headed now. Utah definitely has no shortage of strange and interesting rock formations. I'm guessing that's 75 or 100 feet tall. It is just bitterly cold outside. I mean, it's only 30 something degrees, low 30s. Not frigid, but the wind is just, it just cuts right through you. It's brutal. Anyway, I'm gonna leave Pinnacle Peak here. It's too cold to go hike up to it, and I'm just not wanting to spend a lot of time outside right now. Okie doke. I went into Walmart and used the facilities. I'm still in the parking lot here. I bought a new beanie. This one was $1 on sale because my other one, the red one that I was wearing last night and this morning, is just a bit too tight for my head. It kind of squeezes my ears and hurts my ears. And then I bought a balaclava. Usually I have one with me on my travels. I put it over my head when I'm sleeping because my sleeping bag doesn't have a hood on it. And so this helps keep my my head and my neck warm. I have one at home and I thought I brought it. It may be somewhere in my car, but I couldn't find it. I've looked all over for it. So I bought a new one at Big 5 Sporting Goods and I'll be using it tonight. So this is the Rochester Rock Art Panel. Really beautiful panel. And then there's some more over here and on these walls and further around this cliff, but this is the main attraction here. Obviously this rainbow kind of thing is the focal point. And then you have just a lot of human-ish, humanoid figures like this thing, and a lot of animals like this, and there's a snake over here, and deer or antelope. This one looks like it's two-headed. There's a head here, and is that another head here? Just really interesting. I really like this up here too. It looks like an alligator or something, but there aren't alligators in Utah. Another creature or beast kind of thing right here is interesting. I also like this line that runs from top to bottom. And there are circles at intervals along the line. But to the left of the main panel, I wanted to show you these ones. And then if you come around even further to the left from that main panel, there's this panel. Not quite as spectacular, but has some interesting things. It's got some footprints. I always like seeing footprints. I think they gave it a bit more of a human touch. This one down here looks like it's been painted red. I'm really glad I came here. This is a beautiful spot. It's really pretty rock art here too. I've never seen anything like that rainbow figure. And then apart from the rock art, this little canyon is just beautiful. This is a really pleasant spot, and it only took, I think it was a 13-minute hike to get here. Not far at all. Not a very hard hike. I was gonna say that you should definitely come here if you're in the area, but you're not going to be in this area just by chance. This isn't really on the way to anything. You have to go out of your way to get here. And so if you are interested in rock art, definitely come here. It's the weekend and I'm the only one here. There were no other cars in the parking lot. And I think there was even a sign that said that you could park, or that you could camp at the parking lot. I saw at least one little dirt pullout where there was a fire ring. Just free camping, free boondocking. Okay, back at the car. I'm really tired. So I'm wearing a different fleece than what I was wearing earlier. I have two of them. I have the gray one and I have this blue one. The gray one I use around camp and in town. The blue one I use when I'm hiking. That way the blue one is the one that that'll get dirty and stinky a little bit. But then I still have a nicer one to wear when I don't want to smell like sweaty dirtiness. Not the greatest road, that is for sure. Well, that was quite the adventure getting out here. The road is not that great. Definitely not recommended in just a regular car. I even put the four-wheel drive on just for good measure. But I think it's worth it because I've got a nice little arch right here that you could almost drive right up to. Gotta be, I don't know, 20 feet high and 30 feet across. Well, this is a great little arch. Nothing else than for this photo opportunity with your car in front of the arch. Okay, now I'm heading that way, assuming the roads are good enough. Yeah. So we have some Native American pictographs here. And then here are some others, but it looks like the top part of the rock fell off, calved off. So you only see the bottom half of the figures here. Definitely not the most impressive or extensive rock art panel I've seen, but I still love seeing these things. So for me it was worth the effort, but I don't know if I'd really go out of my way to see it. Although this is a really beautiful area. Look at this. Beautiful cliffs. It's getting later in the day. It's 4:30 about. I have 3 hours of daylight left. I could actually just camp here. I mean, there's plenty of room here at the little parking area. I doubt anyone else is going to come here today or tomorrow. I haven't seen any other cars out here since I left the interstate. Or I could follow one of the other little branches of the road that goes off to these cliffs. Or I could go to a different area and camp there. So I went down another road thinking that it would lead to some potential campsites. It actually led to another wooden fence, and there were trails from the fence going up to the cliff. So I went up to the cliff here and was walking along, and I thought, why are there trails here? Like, I didn't see any rock art. I was looking, you know, about at eye level, and I looked up and I gasped because I saw this. These are about 3 feet high. And it's just beautiful. And then about 30 feet to the left is this set. It's a bit harder to see because of the lighting. And it's also a bit more faded. I'm really glad I came here. These ones are definitely better than that first set I saw at the other spot. Still need to find a campsite though. I think I will continue to go down some of these dirt roads so that I can find a campsite in this area. I like that it's in the sun because it is cold, and I like that the cliffs provide a bit of a wind break. So I can't really find any good places to camp in this area. It is beautiful, but I don't really want to drive this part right here, that little ditch. I walked this way, you can see my footprints. I walked off back in there. It's so cool. But I didn't really see any campsites. If I were gonna camp back there, I would have had to just pull off the road, which isn't ideal. So I'm gonna go back out the way I came and go find somewhere else. I might go over to this area on the other side of the highway. We'll see. Okay, it is 5:45 and I have found a campsite. Pretty cool spot. Almost got the car stuck getting here. I'll show you the spot. So this is where I almost got stuck. My back tires did not like this spot. Should be better in the morning because the ground should be frozen solid. But yeah, so I said that I wanted a spot that was up against the cliffs so that it would be protected from the wind. That spot is not protected from the wind at all. If anything, I think it probably funnels the wind. But it's a super cool spot and I'm tired of driving, so that's where it's gonna be. I do have some traction mat things and I have a shovel, so even if I did get stuck, I'd eventually be able to dig my way out, get myself out. But you know, let's try to not get stuck in the first place if possible. By the way, it's gonna get down to 19 degrees tonight. It's going to be a rough one, but I have enough warm clothing and enough sleeping bags and everything that I should be fine. All right, so let me show you what I've got going on here as far as making dinner goes. I set up my little table. I put the bins that are usually right there on the little table so that I could access my kitchen box. Got the stove out and the pot. I'm now heating up some bacon. This is actually already cooked. This is pre-cooked bacon, ready to eat bacon. I'm just heating it up. I got it from Costco. It's pretty tasty. I'm happy with it. And it doesn't have all of the, you don't have to deal with the grease and fat that comes from cooking bacon from when it's raw. So cleanup is much easier like this. All I have to do is basically rub it down with a paper towel and I'm good to go. So I've got those pieces of bacon heating up, and I've got a couple sandwiches ready to go with slices of pepper jack cheese and some pesto on underneath. So I'll throw these little pieces of bacon on. So each one of these was one piece, but at home I cut them in half. And I put them in this little Tupperware thing, so I've got lots of little bacon pieces to munch on for this trip. So here they are all heated up. Took about, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes to heat them up. You can see there's not a ton of fat or grease in the pan. I'll just take some paper towels and pat down the pieces of bacon to get the grease off, and then add them to the sandwich. Okay, so I'm gonna be eating in the car because it's too cold and windy outside, but here are the sandwiches. I also have a bag of potato chips, so I might have some of these with it too. You know, I don't mind cold so much, even cold with wind. It's snow that I really hate. I hate walking in it, I hate driving in it, I hate when it's falling. I just don't like snow. The cold though is manageable. The sandwiches were amazing. That's exactly what I was in the mood for. And it's freezing, it's so windy, and I'm just gonna get in the car for the rest of the day. So thanks for watching. Talk to you later and let me know if you have any questions.